Om Shanti. We all were in bhakti in our own way, seeking, searching to find the purpose of life and also to know about the Creator. We came to Baba, and Baba gave us the aim of life, that we have to become full, we have to become complete, which we all accepted, we agreed, and we felt, yes, we want to become that. But at confluence age, we have to be the servers, humble instruments. But aim is very high. Baba wants us to be deities. So it is not that I had desire to be deity. But as Baba is creating the world of complete purity, world of love, peace, harmony, and Baba wants us not only to be instruments, but also to be ready for that divine world. Not only king and queen, but all the subjects are pure, are divine. So Baba is teaching us to emerge that divinity in us from purity. And then Baba is reminding us that yes, we did become divine last kalpa. And that is why later on, after golden age and silver age, when devotees, souls wanted to experience and also get blessings, so they created these memorials. So it is because we are Baba's children and Baba is creator, is creating such world. So we have to become the masters of such world. It's not that I have any attraction for costumes or jewelry or crown. But Baba explains that when our purity changes into divinity, with our purity, even the elements will become pure. And it's important so that in golden age, when soul enters the body also is from the pure elements. But elements have to be made pure now. Divinity is actually the beauty, is the image of power, Shakti. That is why showing you all the memorials of different goddesses to remember that we are fulfilling and becoming helpers in Baba's task of creating a pure, divine world full of love, peace, happiness. So, becoming pure, becoming divine is also serving the world. One should not think that I am doing it for myself. I am becoming to be a good instrument of Baba. I am becoming so that the elements can also be pure and I could serve in a very powerful way. We taking one example of Mama and how she changed knowledge into powers. Whatever was required, she was able to inculcate those powers and she served with those powers. We call it Shakti. So all these goddesses are Shaktis. So each one of us, we remind ourselves that I am becoming worship worthy when soul and body both pure at confluence stage. There is purity of soul, but body is not of pure elements. So through our pure thoughts, we put all vibrations of purity in the body, part of five elements, just to revisit our aim that why are we doing this is for self to become complete, but also to serve the world. If the thought is pure, its vibrations can reach anywhere in the world. If there is lack of purity, then vibrations cannot reach far. I want to be world server, so I want every thought to be elevated, every thought to be auspicious and pure. So let's remember Baba, and in remembrance, receive and invoke all the virtues
Om Shanti. Welcome to our series Original Divine Self, a Deity. 7. Today's Vaishnavi Devi. Today we will be taking 2 Devis. So first is Vaishnavi Devi. Om Sarvatirtha Samudhabhutan Padham Gandhadi Bhiryotam Anishtaharta Grahanidam Bhagavati Bhaktavatsalam Om Shri Vaishnavi Namaha Padyoha Padham Samarpayami. परम पिता शिव के शिव शक्तियाँ गई शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा चेतन में वो देवियाँ आ गई चेतन में वो देवियाँ आ गई शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई
Om Shanti. While preparing for this evening's program, when we were deciding which goddess we will today bring here, I was questioning that how we started this journey. And of course, it is in continuity with creating the experience of five forms. And we did eternal, then we were doing Adi, and then, of course, worship worthy. So, this is how, as I said, we are traveling and we reach to this stage that we start doing something on worship worthy. So, actually, we all are serving in our capacity. Could be talks, it could be Baba's message, Baba's reading, Baba's Murli. But the presence of each person, the invocation actually happens to create the presence of the person. So, as you were reading in that praise of this goddess called Vaishnava, mother, all goddesses are called mothers. They say remover of dangers, remover of obstacles, bringing auspiciousness, removing the anger. So, what Baba wants that our stage not only serve through words, right, but create a stage where your presence can help souls to come out of all these difficulties, negativity. And it works because, like you see in Patha Bhakti, people have rosary, so they chant different names. But here also, whenever there is any difficulty or any obstacle, no, say, okay, we think of Dadis, we think of Baba. So everyone has one's own presence. Like there is someone who is very peaceful. So the presence of that person will create very beautiful vibrations of peace. So, in a very natural way, whenever there is any conflict or dispute, that soul will emerge. We will invoke that soul. And it could be same with success. It could be same with helping to remove the obstacles. I know most of you have this experience, but at least I find that when it's all the time, but these days more often, and you bring Baba in front of you and let that soul say what that soul has difficulty with, and you find that whatever is the difficulty, if there are karmic accounts, some are settled through remembrance, but also then through these thoughts, our presence can definitely help souls. And so ultimately, the service will be, now we have centers, we have classes, then now we are doing on internet, and but finally the service will be our presence. And presence will not be necessarily physical, it will be invocation. Souls will think of you because they might not be able to have telephones or talk on telephone, but it will happen, the invocation will happen. And that presence which they will experience, actually everyone is supposed to be taking from Baba. But still, like for me, I use Brahma Baba as my angel lot. Whenever there is something like I find I need help, I need protection, I just bring Brahma Baba. Says Baba is my angel. So you invoke, and then there is presence, and from that presence, then the darkness or the obstacle whatever is the difficulty actually is removed. And that happens every day. Actually, these days, every hour. Some has some problem, some difficulty. And as I was mentioning yesterday, while offering book to Baba, that lot of Baba's children are also settling karmic accounts in different ways. So, what we are preparing for, that we can help souls at the time of difficulty, whatever kind of difficulty. On one side, we know drama is fixed, right? So whatever has to happen, happen. But it definitely reduces and removes and bestows. So I was questioning why we're thinking about these memorials, and then I realized that Baba is creating the world a divine, pure, peaceful, uh, full of love, loveful relationship, the world which we call heaven, or which we say pure world, golden aged world. In other words, there is a deity world. That means within the universe, divinity is a quality. And if that quality is lost, that is where the sufferings begin. That is where then the devilish influences start coming, whether they are from vices, our own sanskar, someone else's sanskar. And that has to finish. Devilish world coming to extreme, no? Because the devilish nature, selfishness, greed, power is dominating the whole world. So then what happens finally? Destruction. So Baba is establishing that world. But for that, Baba wants us to be instruments, not only instruments, but also to be there. Someone asked me what it means to be master of the world. So when you become master now, master ocean of love, master ocean of peace, when you become master now, then you become master in the future. So it's not a position, it's not kind of getting thrown or crowned. But being master means I have command first over peace, love, purity, and of course later on in the world also in general. So invocation, they always invoke goddesses or gods. And these days there is no invocation. Yeah, but there is, you do feel invocation also, right? You feel like, oh, I have to be there. You feel, you can hear the calls of the devotees. And within the family also. Many, these days is so much. Uh, can we get help there? Can you help us there? Can you help? And I say, but that's not my area. But then I realized that it's not question of expertise. It's not question of having skills, but it is actually that purity, that divinity which we all have now, that we can help the souls. So I am motivated then to think that Baba is creating such world. He wants the masters, and that's what we are as Baba's children. So we have to prepare. And the future service really will be service through divinity, purity, love, and peace. So we become the one complete with those. So that is why it is we are at this time making efforts. And so then whenever, there is no purity, divinity, then body consciousness, sufferings begin, beginning of corporate. That's where the memorials are remembered, and they keep making different memorials. So it is not memorials inspiring us, but it's us who became, and then memorials are created. And memorials look like, fancy with lot of costumes and jewelry, but everything is symbolic. Like if they show lotus is sign of purity. If they show conch is purity of words. So every symbol which they show is just symbolic, because how do they depict then to show the power? So they will show that Durga sitting on the lion or swan, mm, or different deities with different, they have beautiful rites there. So they are not rites, but it's a symbolic significance of our stage. So it's very interesting. More you think about it, mm, more you will know that this is what Baba wants me to be. That power where someone calls you, uh, has obstacle, you sit with Baba, you send good wishes or sakai, that soul becomes free from obstacle. Mm. Yeah, you have experience this way with some of the souls, right? But we don't want only some, but we want all of us to have that power where the darkness can be removed. Because everything coming from darkness, right? So one of the goddess, which is actually exactly image of Mama, is called Vaishnav Devi, but also Vaishnava. And the memorial of that goddess is actually in Jammu. You have heard about Kashmir and Jammu. And luckily, I was there few years at service in early 60s. So lot of pilgrims with lot of devotion will come, and they want to go to Vaishnav Devi. Now they have helicopters and comfortable, hotels and all that. But in those days, it used to be very difficult. And it's so interesting that there is a cave. hmm, There is a cave, and when someone goes in for having darshan or vision, the very little god is sitting there. And there is such a long queue, because people believe that once you can go and have darshan of Vaishnu Devi, then your all desires are fulfilled and your all eclipses are removed. There won't be any sickness, there won't be any sorrow. With that belief, they go and stand in queues, long queues, and then when they enter, why they find it difficult? Because the short story is that she, very beautiful girl, and decided to live the life of celibacy. She was very beautiful. So there was a king, and he saw her, and he was very attracted. So he wanted to marry her. So she didn't want it, and because he was king, but then to escape, she started running. But he was following her. And finally, she entered this cave, and then this king also wanted to enter, and she just with the sword cut his head. So that one where you have to kind of bend and then lie down and go in, they show as the body of that king, because then she's inside. There's some water and little goddess there, and she was hiding there but protected herself from that king. That means it's a symbol of purity. And it's so interesting that they call, when I look at Mama, her purity. But she has such pure image, vibration, personality. No one can look at her in body consciousness. You know that mamas used to sing, Mama was beautiful. And she served so many, but no one can even, there is no, because her purity was such that no one will, even seeing her body, will only feel the vibrations of purity. So, for all of us young ones, when we came to Baba, Mama was example. Look at Mama's purity. And then, when, of course, she was given the role of Mama, she was given the name Saraswati and Jagatamba, World Mother. Then, of course, her personality was different, but the purity. And you also hear in Murli about Vaishnav, Vishnu. No, Vaishnav is where Baba mentioned that they are like very clean and they are vegetarian, very, very clean in the sense nobody can touch them. So there is a path called Vaishnav Panthi. Baba also mentioned about Vaishnav. But then Baba also mentioned about Vishnu. Vishnu also is like divine image. So it's a very, very beautiful memorial of purity, image of purity. And of course, it's not, you all have different, some are Kumaris, but some are now after marriage, but everyone is living the life of purity. So, protection of one's own purity with determination, and then also becoming the memorial image of power. So, that is where Vaishnav Devi, so many people, I'm just saying, when so many thousands and thousands go. And because I was in Jammu, they used to pass and will also pass the center because it was also known. Was a very beautiful image. And now we take one another goddess is called Parvati.
ॐ नमो भगवती पार्वतीये नमः। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते।
Hmm? Parvati looks beautiful in her whites, right? Hmm. Baba always mention about story of immortality. And there is a memorial Baba mentions about Amarnath, Lord of Immortals, Lord of Immortality. So that also, that memorial of, we call it Amarnath, is also much, much beyond Srinagar. It's about 16,000 feet high. So they say that on that mountain, so people have to climb. These days government giving a lot of facilities of buses, but they had to climb. And so the story that Shiva is telling, the story of immortality, it's on the top of the mountain. And they say that there is shivling of the snow, quite quite high, 9 feet or so. So when Shiva wanted to narrate this story of immortality to Parvati, so there were two pigeons who were also listening, and they say that Parvati, while listening the story, She slept, but these pigeons were listening to story. But it's like Lord of Immortal, Amarnath, and then Parvati's story. No, Baba mentions. So that's what we thought. Actually, the mountains are called Pahar, Parvati, and they say half of the world is mountains. Same is ocean. I don't know the proportion, but mountains actually, they say half of the world mountains. So Parvati, because she is considered to be the half partner of Shiva. So she's like master of all the mountains. She's always shown next to Shiva. But for them, the Shiva is Shankar, right? So they show with Shankar. But it's like her third eye, and she is called one who uh, bestows, solve the problems, and also considered to be one who has all knowledge. So whenever someone will come with a request to Shiva, they show Shankar. She is the one who will be able to grant any solution. Whenever there is any obstacle or there is any devil who is attacking or chasing and destroying, so she is the one who will be able to help. So she also, like other goddesses, known for her power. So what I want to underline that knowledge, third eye, free from vices, and capacity to help others. So at confluence age, we all have to see, because I was thinking that one every Sunday Baba gives many blessings, but one which he had been talking a lot about, there are two things. One is to grant the vision, sakshatkar, but other one is, which Baba says, is to give blessings, vardani. Now, whenever there is any eclipse because of whatever reason, they will go to goddesses. So we all, whether it's not question of if I am in a female form or I am in a male form, but internally, as much power of purity is increasing, that much the power or Shakti help the souls. So sometimes we forget that uh, there is purity. It's not a question of living just the life of celibacy, but our every thought is pure. And purity to an extent where there is so much, like Parvati, only thought of God, remembrance of Baba. So, with purity, when there is remembrance of Baba and there is kindness in our heart, we want to help souls who are suffering because of whatever reason. It could be mental, physical, but we should have capacity to bestow. And it's not that we have to advertise this, right? Like many gurus and many people these days, we can do miracles, we can help you, you will never get sick. No, we're not advertising or promoting, but we have to do it, and time will come when it will be done in unlimited way. So Baba is preparing us for future service. Many had been asking what is our, how will service happen in future. It will happen through our powers. Hmm. So, no, Baba says many times, do you hear the calls of devotees? Because they are invoking you. But if they are invoking and I am still not in that stage, So even if they are going to temples, they're going in front of idols. But we know that we are the living ones. I know at this time, everyone is so busy or playing the role of a coordinator or an instrument or different titles. But now, internally, each one of us have to remember that I have to serve from this deity stage. I have to serve through this power of knowledge, not information, right? Knowledge is power. Yoga is power. So, how do we, as much, that is why two things invocation is happening, but I have to have inculcation. I have to become that image now. May I have a lot of this experience in my life that even like I don't necessarily like to give lot of classes or lot of lectures, but I internally always feel anyone who has any difficulty, I have to help. We all have to help, but I am giving example. But that's my deep within, always the thought. Anyone, writes about something, tells something, even otherwise, just to bestow. So we all have to play that part now, and it will be more and more. So we have to be ready, right? So again, as I said, the worship worthy, which is shown, is more like a symbolic way. But actually, more you think about what we have to do and what we have to become, what we have to do, what we have to become. And wherever you are sitting, some of you are very active in service, some might be less now, but still there is, you can do so much, you can serve so much. Like for me, I thought I am ready anytime Baba wants me, hmm, to go where we go, not travel now. Hmm. And then Baba brought this opportunity that we all could be together and sit and talk about all this. I had never thought it could happen. But then again, while doing, I always keep, I have nature of how do I motivate myself or all of us together to become divine, to be divine, and then definitely purify the nature, pure body, pure mind, everything pure. That's why even Baba yesterday said, the Bhog message, that whatever you get to eat, whatever you have to put in the body, it should be completely pure. Do it in remembrance of Baba, so that the body also becomes pure. So when soul is pure, body is pure. So that is where, before leaving, we have still to serve the world, right? That's what now I am feeling. So we have to reach to that stage so that we can serve in an unlimited way and serve the whole world. Do you all agree with me? Should we continue, stay with the journey? Yeah? How many of you want to continue? Hmm? Quite a long time, right? We should keep continuing. Hmm? Yeah? I know that mm, many of you are at home, some are alone. So, yes, we will stay together as pilgrims to our destination. We will keep Baba with us as our guide, and we will continue with our journey. So, Baba also says salutations to my children every morning. Namaste is salutations, right? So, devotees also say salutations. So, keep your worship-worthy form in front of you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti everyone! How are you guys? As you can see by my hat, you can tell that we're going to 3 places. Okay, so which 3 places should we go to? What about 3 countries which are in Central and South America? So, let's go to Honduras, Ecuador, and Uruguay. Let's fly!
Hmm. So all the way, long journey to Uruguay and Ecuador. That is not that far, but one time I took Dadi Prakashmani. We all, few of us, Ishu Dadi and Mohini, we all went. Chile is the last country, until the end, completely end of ocean. And then Argentina is also far. So Uruguay is we had very big program there and it's very near to Argentina. So Ecuador, and I haven't gone to Honduras, but Ecuador, I had been to same place. So congratulations and thank you for inviting us. Mm. Oh, yes, Ecuador. Mm. Good, good. Okay, nice to see you. Mm. Uruguay, Mary Baba's old child. Mm. Many, many years in Gyan. Okay, happy to see all of you. You all would have come to Peace Village, Uruguay also. Mm. Om Shanti, Uruguay. कैसे बैठे चलो okay, everything okay. Mm. Yes, yes, yeah. We get lot of news, but I'm sure you all are okay, Baba's children, everywhere. Every country has different situations at present. But it's so interesting that everyone in the world mm, has a common fear, has a whatever is happening to everyone. But we are with Baba, so stay strong. And if you all need any help anytime, just let us know. We are here together. And thank you for inviting us. Om Shanti. And let us remember Baba. And thanks, Baba, that he is with us on this journey, our supreme guide. Om Shanti.
वो योग की ऊंचाइयां और ज्ञान की गहराइयां, वो योग की ऊंचाइयां और ज्ञान की गहराइयां तुमने दिखाई मम्मा, है प्रेरणा हमारी। वो धारनाएं तेरी और पालना वो तेरी, जिसने भी है पाई करे वंदना तुम्हारी। वो योग की ऊंचाइयां और ज्ञान की गहराइयां।
योग की ऊंचाइयां और ज्ञान की गहराइयां। जो पाठ तुमने पाया उत्तम उसे निभाया, छोटा हो या बड़ा हो सबको गले लगाया। जो पाठ तुमने पाया उत्तम उसे निभाया, छोटा हो या बड़ा हो सबको गले लगाया। वो पाठ आत्मा का पक्का हमें कराया, अनगिनत आत्माओं की जिंदगी सवारी हो योग की ऊंचाइयां और ज्ञान की गहराइयां। Om Shanti and good night.